7 driving habits that ruin your car and drain your wallet. Have you already been driving for many years, or are you just starting to drive? This activity can be both exciting and exhausting. Of course, firstly, it depends on road conditions. However, there is one more important thing to be considered while driving: the behavior of your car. The longer you own a car, the more driving habits you acquire. Unfortunately, not all of those habits are good ones. Moreover, the more experienced you become, the harder it is to break them. And very often, those habits can affect the condition of your car. We decided to compile examples of unwise driving behavior. Hopefully, this video will help you avoid dangerous situations and unnecessary expenses. Number 7. Resting your hand on the gear stick. Many people have the habit of resting their hand on the gear stick while driving. This shouldn't be done for several reasons. The most obvious is that you need both hands to steer. Another harmful effect is that such small yet constant pressure on the gearbox turns it into a kind of cocktail shaker, displacing synchronizers and gears. This in turn leads to problems with shifting gears. Whether you own an automatic or a manual car, a transmission that is not working correctly can cause serious problems both under the hood and out on the road. Moreover, transmissions are very complex. They have many moving parts, so this bad habit can easily bring you huge expenses for transmission repairs. So next time you decide to rest your hand on the gear stick, remember the consequences and better move it to the steering wheel. Number 6. Refueling only when the tank is almost empty. When your car is not in use, mechanical impurities accumulate in the fuel tank and sediment forms at the bottom. The dirt gets into the filters and the pump, causing damage. The purpose of the latter is to get fuel from the fuel tank and deliver it according to the demands of the engine. During winter months, be sure to always leave the tank at least half filled with fuel to avoid the formation of large amounts of condensate. In freezing conditions, the presence of water in the fuel tank can lead to its deformation and other problems. Number 5. Frequent braking. Keep your distance and merge with the traffic. This is what they teach you in driving schools. However, if you keep braking unnecessarily, you better set aside a hefty sum for regular brake pad and disc replacements. To avoid unpleasant accidents, remember to promptly change the brake hoses and keep your eye on the brake fluid level. Keep in mind that braking is another skill to be mastered. It takes a certain skill level to do it correctly. Moreover, appropriate braking will make the driving process less stressful for both the driver and the passengers. Here are some instructions for proper braking technique. Place the heel of the right foot on the floor. It should be close enough to the pedal, and the ball of the foot should touch the center of the brake pedal. Remember that most of the weight of the foot should be on the floor while giving the pedal light pressure. Cautiously increase the pressure until the car is almost at a complete stop. Ease up the brake pedal a bit before the complete stop. That will help to keep the vehicle from bouncing back too hard. Number 4. Ignoring suspicious sounds. Has your car started to give suspicious sounds? Have you already taken it to the service garage? If not, then you should do it right away. Slight creaking sounds and other unusual noises can indicate a malfunction. Many drivers tend to ignore these signs and, as a result, their cars often break down in the middle of the road, where it might create trouble not knowing what to do with the car. Moreover, it might be dangerous as well. Please use the following steps to safely move your vehicle away from the highway to avoid the possible danger. First, pull over to a safe spot. Don't hesitate to ask for any possible assistance because the process might not be as easy as it seems. And remember to switch on the hazard lights. If the car has completely broken down and you cannot start it, just push it to a safe place. After, try to diagnose the issue. If you cannot figure out the problem, call the police or roadside services to get their proper help. Therefore, if your car starts emitting unnatural sounds, be sure to run proper diagnostics to identify the problem and deal with it in time. Number 3. Neglecting to use the handbrake. When you park your car with an automatic transmission on a slope, the entire burden falls on the lock gear of the output shaft of the gearbox. To successfully park on an incline, hold the foot brake and shift into park. Then pull the handbrake and only then slowly release the brake. It doesn't really matter if your car has a manual or an automatic transmission. Car manufacturers recommend the use of the parking brake to immobilize any parked vehicle. Number 2. Running a cold engine at high revs. Most modern engines don't need warming up. However, it is worth remembering that until the gauge indicates operating temperature, one shouldn't run the engine at more than 2000 revs. In freezing conditions, it is advisable to keep the engine running for 1 to 2 minutes before pulling away. All you need to do is start the car and let it idle for a couple of minutes to keep the engine working. During this time, you can clean your windows, adjust the mirrors, and your driver's seat. Number 1. Keeping your foot on the brake while driving downhill. Many motorists tend to keep their foot on the brake pedal while driving downhill to be ready to stop at any moment. This leads to brake system overheating and wearing out of brake pads and discs. The proper thing to do is to shift to a lower gear and initiate engine braking, which helps to reduce the use of normal brakes. It works by reducing the speed of the engine, which means that the speed of the vehicle reduces also. The aim is to prevent the vehicle from gaining too fast a speed, especially while going downhill. Don't get scared of the noise that you will hear when you use this method of engine braking. That is pretty normal. By the way, car racers often use this trick with downshifting to slow down the car before another turn. And remember to drive carefully and patiently. As John Irving wrote in his Last Night in Twisted River, just because you're sober, don't think you're a good driver. Do you know any other bad driving habits? Share them in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit the like button below the video. Click subscribe to join us on the bright side of life.